Hello everyone, myself Professor Puspendra Patel, Civil Engineering Department, Technocrats Group of Institutions. Today's topic is mapping details, contouring and remote sensing. First one is the detail of mapping. What is the definition and what is the contour map used? Contour is defined as a relative position of point in a plane. Plan are represented by a map and the process of locating the relative positions of points is known as a mapping contour. An imaginary line on the ground surface joining the points of equal elevation is known as a contour. We can say that in other word, contour is a line in which the ground surface is intersected by a level obtained by joining point of equal elevation. This line on the map represent a contour and is called contour line. Next is contour map. A map contour lines is known as contour map. This is showing contours line. A contour map give an idea of the altitude of the surface features as well as their relative position in plan serve the purpose of both a plan and section. Next is contouring. The process of tracking contour line on the surface of the earth is called contouring. Next definition is contour interval. The constant vertical distance between two successive contours is called contour interval. Horizontal equivalent. The horizontal distance between any two adjacent contour is called as horizontal equivalent. The contour interval is constant between the consecutive contour while the horizontal equivalent is variable and depends upon the slope of the ground. Contour gradient. A line laying on the ground which maintain a constant inclination to the horizontal. That is called a contour ingredient. What is the purpose of contour? Contour survey is carried out at the starting of any engineering project such as road, railway, canal, dam, building, etc. For preparing contour maps in order to select the most economical or suitable site, to locate the alignment of a canal so that it should follow a rise line, to mark the alignment of road and railway so that the quantity of earthwork both in cutting and filling should be minimum, for getting information about the ground, whether it is flat, mountainous, to find the capacity of a reservoir and volume of earthwork, especially in a mountainous region, to track out the given trade of a particular route, to locate the physical features of the ground such as pond, hill, steeps, or small slopes. Next is a uses of contour map. Factors on which contour interval depends. The contour interval depends the following factors: the nature of the ground, first one is, and in flat and uniformly sloping country, the contour interval is small, but in broken and mountainous region, the contour interval should be large, otherwise the contour will come too close to each other. The purpose and extent of the survey. Contour interval is small. If the area to be surveyed is small and the map are required to be used for the design work or for determining the quantity of earthwork. while wider interval cell have to kept for large areas and comparatively less important. The scale of contour map. The contour intervals should be in the inverse ratio scale of the map. The smaller the scale, the greater is contour intervals. Next is different characteristics of a contour. All points in contour line have the same elevation. First characteristics is all point of contour lines have the same elevation. Next is flat ground is indicated where the contours are widely separated and steep slope where they run close together. A uniform slope is indicated when the contour lines are uniformly spaced. A plane surface when they are straight, parallel and equally spaced. Contour cannot end anywhere but close on themselves either within outside line and limit of the map. There are two methods of locating contour. First one is direct and indirect method. Direct method, in this method, the contour to be located are directly traced out in the field while locating and marking a number of points on each contours. These points are then surveyed and plotted on plan and the contour drawing through them. This method is most accurate but very slow and tedious as a lot of times is wasted in searching point for the same elevation for a contour. This is suitable for a small area and where great accuracy is required. First one is direct method. Next method is indirect method of contour. Indirect method. In this method, the point located and surveyed are not necessarily on the contour lines, but the spot level are taken along the series of lines laid out over the area. The spot level of the several representative point representing hills, depression, ridge and valley lines and the changes in the slope all over the area to be contoured are also observed. Their position then plotted on the plan and contour drawn by interpolation. This method of contouring are known as contouring by spot level. Method of contouring. Next topic is remote sensing. We'll discuss about remote sensing and its principle and application and advantage and disadvantage of remote sensing. First one, describe remote sensing. Remote sensing is an art and science of obtaining information about an object or feature without physically coming in contact with that object or features. Humans apply remote sensing in their day-to-day business through vision, hearing and sense of smell. The data collected can be many forms: variation in acoustic waves distribution and variation in force distribution, variation in electromagnetic energy distribution, etc. These remotely collected data through various sources, sensors may be analyzed to obtain information about the object or features under investigation. In this courses, we will deal the remote sensing through electromagnetic energy sensors only. It is a diagram showing the process and principle of remote sensing. Principle of remote sensing: different objects reflect or emit different amount of energy in different bands of the electromagnetic spectrum. The amount of energy reflected or emitted depends on the properties of both the material and the incident energy. Detection and discrimination of object or surface features is done through unequance of the reflected emitted electromagnetic radiation from the object. A device to detect this reflected or emitted electromagnetic radiation from an object is called a sensor. And vehicle used to carry the sensor is called a platform. Main stages. It is a example different main stages in remote sensing. Advantage of remote sensing is provide data on large areas, provides data of very remote and inaccessible regions, able to obtain imagery of an area over a continuous period of time the through which the any anthropogenic or natural changes in the landscape to be analyzed, easy and rapid collection of data, rapid production of map for interpretation, relatively inexpensive when compared to employing a team of survey. Different disadvantage, interpretation of imagery required a certain skill level, needs cross verification with ground, data from multiple sources may create confusion, object can be misclassified or confused, distortions may occur in a image to due to relative motion of sensor and sources. Different types. First one is active remote sensing. The sensor embodies with itself the sources of illumination like satellite equipped with a radar sensor, active sensors on energy to use on energy to scan the object. Radar and lidar are example of active remote sensing, and passive remote sensing gather radiation that is emitted or reflected by the object surrounding areas. Sunlight reflection is the most common sources of radiation measured by passive sensor. Example of passive sensor are photography, infrared and radiometer. Passive sensor are more used because it provide a great quality satellite imagery. There are so many applications of remote sensing. Remote sensing are used different major areas like city planning, world mapping, GPS. Remote sensing is one of many innovations that were possible thanks to the satellite roaming around the earth. Remote sensing application are different area. First one is a land use mapping. Next is weather forecasting, environmental studies, study of natural hazardous resources exploit. It is an important application of remote sensing like a environmental study. It can be utilized to study deforestation, degradation of fertile lands, pollution in the atmosphere. Natural hazards studies like as a earthquake, volcanoes, landslides, etc. Thank you.